And before beginning, I would love to hear from you if you are seeking financial advice or have questions. I've put together a very short Google form survey, the link is in the description, and I'm really interested to hear what your single most important financial advice question is. I have some magnificent quotes for you folks today from Ray Dalio, founder of the world's largest hedge fund, Bridgewater Associates. Dalio founded his fund by himself back in 1975, and it currently manages a whopping $150 billion. Bridgewater is known for their diverse product and fund offerings, earning Dalio the title of financial innovator and contributing to his fund's reputation for great risk-reward profile outside of stellar pure returns. Many of the quotes I've gathered are less about investing specifically and more towards Dalio's views on self and success. The first quote is just this: "It's more important to do big things well than to do small things perfectly." Dalio is big on avoiding ego in thought and decision. He advises, don't worry about looking good. Worry about achieving your goals. I have another very similar quote. Dalio explains that he believes people's idea of themselves is a big deterrent to their own success. It is far more common for people to allow ego to stand in the way of learning. And I have more on Dalio's idea of trade-off between perfection and being effective in wide, broad strokes. Don't be a perfectionist, because perfectionists often spend too much time on little differences at the margins, at the expense of other big, important things. Be an effective imperfectionist. Solutions that broadly work well, like how many people should contact each other in the event of crises, are generally better than highly specialized solutions, like how each person should contact each other in the event of every conceivable crisis. And let's hear a little bit more about Dalio's thoughts on people who try to manage their appearance and failures. People who worry about looking good typically hide what they don't know and hide their weaknesses. So they never learn how to properly deal with them, and these weaknesses remain impediments into the future. I really love this next quote as a call to thoughtfulness because it just isn't so commonplace to hear today. I found that whenever I encountered a situation, rather than just reacting to it, it was tremendously useful to think carefully about how I should react to it and other situations like it. Besides providing me with more thoughtful responses in each of these cases, approaching things this way provided me and others with guidance on how to deal with similar situations when they came up in the future. A lot of people may find this next quote controversial. A lot of Dalio's opinions about success, particularly financial success, are: by and large, life will give you what you deserve, and it doesn't give a damn what you like. So it's up to you to take full responsibility, to connect what you want with what you need to do to get it, and then do those things. Wall Street is always ragging on the intellectual. The theory is just too far from the constantly involving practice. Dalio piles on the comments with this next quote: be wary of the arrogant intellectual who comments from the stands without having played on the field. What more does Dalio have to say about school and academia? Let's not find it surprising that he feels it leaves students a little ill-prepared. Unlike in school, in life, you don't have to come up with all the right answers. You can ask the people around you for help, or even ask them to do the things you don't do well. There's almost no reason not to succeed if you take the attitude of total flexibility, and good answers can come from anywhere or anywhere, and there are far more good answers out there than there are in you. And total accountability. Regardless of where the good answers come from, it's your job to find them. Dalio wrote a book some years ago called Principles. This next quote is a short tagline about what that word kind of means to him. Principles are what allow you to live a life consistent with those values. Principles connect your values to your actions. And let's add one more about being right, finding truth, and thinking for yourself. Dalio tells people there is nothing to fear from truth. Being truthful is essential to being an independent thinker and obtaining greater understanding of what is right. This next quote is a good warning beyond being great advice. Choose your habits well. Habit is probably the most powerful tool in your brain's toolbox. And let's look a bit into the future for this very last quote. I really do love this line that we'll close on. He who lives by the crystal ball will eat shattered glass. Thanks a lot for watching, and don't forget to fill out the survey in the description if you are after financial advice.